Welcome back to another episode of the Don't Start Yo Shit podcast, episode 23. I am the host that do the most. I am King Himothy. I am the notorious HIM. I am the content. I am Aura. Um, Welcome back to the channel. Apologize for the no episode last weekend. I needed a break mentally, going through some things, which is kind of the reason why I wanted to do this episode today. Kind of touch bases on what's been going on, and basically, I'm gonna tell the men out there to just man up. Basically, so um, what's been going on with me is I just lost my vehicle that I've had for 10 years. Um, Paid off. Uh, Many adventures, many memories. Uh, got it exactly 10 years ago. And I thought it was only a minor issue, turned out to be a major issue, which is going to cost more to fix it than what it's worth at this point. So I'm just going to move on. Um, but I was pretty down about it because I felt like things have been going very well for me. Then I suffered this bump in the road very unexpectedly, and I got to bounce back from it. And that's just what it is. And I really have no choice but to do just that. So basically, what I want to say is it's hard being a man sometimes. There's not much room for vulnerability. There's not much room to hang your head down and just stop what you're doing to take a moment to not be okay. And it's very hard uh, to be a man in this day and age because it's like you don't get the time to be in the moment when something bad happens. You immediately got to have an answer or a solution for it. Um, and I just needed a moment to just be not okay. And it's okay to not be okay. Um, I want that to be known that it's okay to not be okay. Excuse my attire. I know I'm not dressed up. Um, I'm extremely tired. And a little bit of pain, but that goes to what I'm gonna say in this episode. Um, you have to choose to be a man every day. Being born male doesn't automatically make you a man. Life is about choices, and being a man just so happens to be one of those choices. When something bad happens to me, I have to choose to be a man and solve the problem. I just lost my truck, right? I don't get to I don't get to sulk. I don't get to lay down and just give up, right? I have to be a man. I have to figure it out. I have to find the solution. I have to go get another vehicle, right? I have to choose to be a man every day. And sometimes that gets hard. Sometimes that gets very hard. Um, because if you don't immediately get back up, you may be looked at as weak. And I want men to understand out there it's okay to go through hard times and not be considered weak just because you don't have the solution right away. Um, I don't have the solution right away. It was unexpected. I don't have the money saved away to just go get another vehicle like that, right? Um, I'm not without transportation. There is a backup vehicle that I'm in, but it's only good for so much. Thankful to have it because I'm able to get to work and anywhere in the city that I need to go. but I need a new set of wheels. And I I appreciate the friends um referring me cars and throwing out price tag numbers. Oh, if you have this much, I can probably get you a. Thank you guys, but that's not what I needed at that moment in time. I appreciate y'all, but there was one friend who I like to shout out, just Jai, who just for whatever reason always understands exactly what I need. She always understands the assignment. Um, she really gave me what I needed, which was just to tell me to take it one day at a time and then just actually check on me, um, to see if I was doing okay, if there's anything she could do in that moment to help with how I was feeling, because everybody else is just so quick to throw numbers at me and cars that may be available. And it's like, guys, I know how to look for a car myself. I know the price tag for cars. I didn't need that at that moment because you got to remember my car was paid off. It was unexpected, so that's not like I had money saved away for a new car at this very moment in time. I was going to get a new car eventually, um, but not at this moment in time. So at this moment in time, I didn't need numbers thrown at me, but that's okay. I appreciate you guys anyway. But that's my point. Um, I could easily just give up because something bad happened to me and tuck my tail and run and fold, but then I wouldn't be a man. Let me put this into context for y'all, man. I every day have to wake up, choose to go to work, because what does a man do? He works. I have to choose to pay my bills. What does a man do? Pay the bills. I have to choose to be a father, because what does a real man do? Fathers. Um, and I do all of this on my own, not much help, um, financially, especially not on bills. I pay all my bills myself. Um, the things that I've gone through to be able to sustain the comfortability and the stability that I have taken a toll on me mentally and physically. I remember being at work and being attacked by a dog, right? And I had to go to the hospital, and I was in such immense pain. And keep in mind, I've been single for a long time. I've pretty much lived on my own for 10 years. Um, there's nobody at the house to see my pain, understand my pain, feel my pain, help me heal my pain. It's all on me. I remember being attacked, being hospitalized, and then being on a strong medication, hydrocodone, and I was really supposed to be out for at least a week, two at the most. Um, but if I miss work, who's gonna take care of me? Nobody was there to take care of me. If I miss work, who's gonna pay my bills? Nobody. So I couldn't at the when it first happened, I couldn't even drive to go get my medication. My boss went and picked up my prescription and brought it to me. And I was on that prescription medication for 2 days, just two. And on that third day, I was back at work, operating heavy machinery, um, still in a lot of pain, but I was working. I had to go to work, and I suffered at work. I suffered immensely, but it had to be done because I don't get to just stop because something bad happens to me. I have to be a man and I have to get things done. And that was at a point in time where I'm comparing myself to other men too. I'm looking at men that got a nice car, nice place to stay, decent job that pays comfortably, and I'm just comparing myself. I gotta go get that. I gotta go get that. I don't do that now. I'm on my own timeline. I do things on my own time. I don't envy what somebody else has because I don't know what they went through to get it, and I don't know the price that they're paying because they haven't. You ever seen somebody have something nice and you wish you had that? but then you realize having something nice came with a price, and they really suffering too, but they just might not show you. But you find out that they're actually suffering. They're not as good as you think they are. That's why I'm on my own timeline now. But it's just one example of how I have to choose to be a man. I've gone to work and had guns pulled out on me. Could have lost my life. At that point, I could have been like, forget this. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm done working. I'm done working this job. No more. No, couldn't do that. What's the alternative? Where am I going? What am I going to do? I got things to handle. I got things to do. I got to be a man and come back the next day, mentally erase what just happened out of my mind, go to work the next day. At least pretend to be okay for a little while. But as a man, that's what you have to do. Men all the time are pretending to be okay, when a lot of times we're not. I can't tell you many times I've pretended that I was good, put on a good enough face just to make it through the day, but then deep down I'm really suffering. And I'm really opening up to you guys tonight, man, for real, because I've been going through it. Um, but I'm still here. I'm still choosing to be a man every day because I have to. I don't have the proper support to do nothing. And then it's kind of instilled in me because I've been doing it for so long. I've been doing it for so long. It started when I was 20. I had my kid at 19. Moved into a house with the mother of my child right before I turned 20. But we was living together when I turned 20, and I remember her. We was both working at that time, but I'm assuming she's dealing with postpartum and going through a lot of things emotionally. I remember her coming to me, asking me, could she quit her job because she needed a break. She needed time to be okay. Could she quit her job? Can I handle it? Now, as a man, at that point, I've been half dependent upon her because we split the bills. First house, I hadn't paid all the bills by myself. I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't know if I had the budget to do it. But when the woman of your child comes to you because she's at the edge, she's at her breaking point, and she needs you to step up, be a man, you don't really have much time to be like, let me think about it, right? So in that moment of time, I said, okay. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I was going to figure it out. So she quit her job, and I took over all the bills. And there was a lot of days where I was in a lot of pain, very tired, exhausted, because I would work, come home, do my fatherly duties that needed to be done, work overtime, anything I could do to keep the lights on, keep the roof over our heads. I had to do it. That's what men do. Men have to find solutions. They have to solve problems. We're problem solvers. We're providers. I was doing that at 20. And then a year after that, I moved on my own. I've been on my own ever since, providing for myself, pushing myself to go to work all the time through sickness, aches and pains, scars, cuts, whatever the case may be. Mental, all the mental part. But I don't get to stop. I don't get to stop being a man just because things get hard. I don't get to ignore my responsibilities because things don't go my way. I have to choose to be a man and go figure it out. And that comes at a price. And it's a price that a lot of y'all don't get to see, not even my close people in my circle. A lot of my close circle don't really understand what I deal with because I'm the strong friend. They come to me when they need something, when they need help to get through whatever they're going through. And I have to be the strong friend. Sometimes the strong friend is not okay. And I've had my little minor breakdowns and I've had to go to them. But for the most part, I'm the one that keeps everything to myself. And I'm the one that pretty much has it all together. If you ask my friends, I'm the friend that has it together. I've always had shelter. I've always had transportation. I've always had employment. My kids taken care of. I've always had it together. Even when things was going rough for me, I've still always managed to keep things together. And they see that, right? But even as a strong friend, sometimes I ain't so strong. Sometimes I don't want to be strong. Sometimes I want to be weak just for a moment, but I can't. I choose to be a man. You transition that into parenting, and I'm inspired to include this part in here because for one, I want to give props to the mother of my child because if the roles were reversed, especially years ago, not now per se, but years ago definitely, the roles were reversed. I couldn't have done what she did. I couldn't have been a full-time parent, just doing it, keep having a child mostly by myself, then still trying to work, still trying to figure out the school thing. I couldn't have done that by myself. And I'm not saying she completely did it by herself because she's had my help, but I'm saying for the most part, she was the she was the parent that did that. She stepped into that role. Now, can I do that role now? I'm in a better position to do that role now. I'm in a better position to be the dominant parent to handle all that by myself. But years ago, I couldn't have done that. So I appreciate her for that, and because of that, I choose to treat her with a level of respect that she deserves to be treated with, as being the mother of my child and as being the the the, the mother that she is and has stepped up and done what she's needed to do. And some men don't do that with the mother of their children. I don't understand why we make co-parenting so hard. If things just don't work out between you and a certain person that you've had a kid with, it just don't work out. That don't mean you got to be disrespectful to each other. You don't mean you have to stop treating the mother of your child with respect. Be a man. It didn't work out. Don't hold a grudge against her if she moves on, finds somebody else. You didn't want her, or it just didn't work out because you wasn't a match. But you can't stop wanting to do your role because she's moved on, because she's gonna be with somebody else. So it's somebody else's responsibility. Not necessarily, not everything. You still have a role to play because she still bared your child. She still takes care of your child. Me and the mother of my child ended things a decade ago. And yes, did it take a little time to get over that? Yes. Did it take a little time to get used to her dating other people? Absolutely. But with with time comes maturity, and at some point you got to stop holding the fact that she's going to be with somebody else against her. Be a man. If she still needs you for something, regardless of if she has somebody or not, if she's coming to you for a reason. So be there. This woman is taking care of your child. She's doing her part. You don't get to stop being a man because there's another man in the equation. Just like she don't get to stop being a mom just because your kid has a stepmom. She don't get to stop doing her part because you moved on and in another relationship too. If I move on, if I get a girlfriend, whatever the case may be, if I come to her for something specific, there's a respect level between me and her now. She's gonna do it. She's not gonna be like, "Oh, get your girlfriend to do it." It's your girlfriend responsibility now. No, my person does what my person is supposed to do. If I'm coming to you for some specific, it's specific that you can help me with, and it's a mutual respect thing. You do for me when I need you. I do for you when you need me. as long as it's respectable. That's really not that hard. It's communication. Especially if you know you're not gonna be together. You moved on, but the respect should still be there. You have to choose to be a man. It's the man's responsibility to keep that family dynamic as mutually respectful as possible. It's on the woman too. But a lot of times, especially in today's society, it's men are the ones that mess it up. Out of jealousy, envy, ego. Now don't get me wrong, you got some bad, bitter baby mamas out there, but you also got some good ones. And they and if they are having some issues, if they are changing a little bit, it's because you changed them. You did something to them. There's a reason you're not together. Most of the time it is the men's fault. So if she's changed, you did that. You created the monster. So deal with the monster you've created. Right? It saddens me to see men treat women a certain way, especially when they don't deserve it. But that goes back to choosing to be a man. Real men know how to put pride aside. Real men know how to put ego aside to do what's best. You got to do what's right as a man, no matter how much you might not like it, no matter how much it bothers you. If it's the right thing to do, it's the right thing to do. You have to choose to be a man. Going back to the point before that, I remember a time that I had a problem. I think I've briefly spoken about this previously, but I'll speak on it again. I'm gonna give you guys a better insight. I had a gambling problem. I got to a point where I was gambling away my paychecks to the point where when I got paid, it was all gone. Either it was all gone because I gave it to the casino or because I was too busy paying back loans. I had to put the title to my truck up as collateral to get a loan to pay my bills for the month. And there was a couple of checks that I read that when I got it, it was gone. So I didn't have no money. Didn't know how I was going to feed myself. Didn't know how I was going to put gas in the car. I was in a bad way. I had a problem that many people didn't know. And I had to make the decision. I had to make the choice as a man to beat it because I saw what it was doing to me. Like when I have my child and I don't know how I'm going to feed her, that hurt me as a man. When I'm feeding her bread and water because that's all I got, I had to choose to be responsible. I said, I can't do this anymore. But what if I chose to the gambling is the addiction part is when you get a taste of winning, you always think you're gonna win. So when you start to lose and you lose a lot, your mind goes into the space of not even hitting a jackpot, but just winning back the money that you lost. And that's where my mind went. I just wanted to win back the money that I lost, but I kept losing and losing and losing. And that brought me to a very dark place mentally. Couldn't eat, couldn't sleep well. I felt myself becoming less of a man every day. I was losing my independence. That was tough for me. And I could have stayed in that rut. I could have lost everything, but I chose to be a man. I chose to get up, go to work, knowing that when I got paid, the money was gone. But I had to think to myself, if I can weather the storm, if I can just get through a month or two, I can come out on the other side of this. And nobody really knew that. Nobody really understand the depths of just how much I did not have for that period of time. Because I got up every day and I went to work. I didn't get to say, you know what, I'm not feeling it today. I'm just gonna lay in bed because it's just easier. I I need a break. I didn't get a break. I had to go get it. I had to do what needed to be done to come out on the other side of this, and I did. That was the moment in time where I really could have lost everything. Could have lost my house, could have lost my vehicle. If the mother of my child knew how bad I really had it, I could have lost my child. She might not have wanted her around me when I was like that. But I had to bottle that up and go fix the problem on my own. And anybody who's suffered with an addiction knows how hard it is to kick an addiction by yourself. And I did. I chose to keep quiet about how bad I was in debt. And I had to get to a point where I was hiding my keys from myself. Because if I saw the keys, I got the urge to go to the casino. And that's safe to say I can go to a casino now and be just fine. Like I've come, like it does. Being at a casino now doesn't faze me. Like I don't even think about going to the casino anymore. The only time I go to the casino now is if I'm going to stay a night or going to a buffet or if I'm just invited out. But I know my limitations. I only bring what I'm willing to lose, and if I lose it, I lose it. I don't even think about getting it back. I don't have an itch for it anymore. I kicked it because I saw what it did to me. It took my manhood away, and I had to choose to get it back. Choices. Because I want to get to a point in my life where I can put my future wife in her soft girl era. There is no soft guy era. There is no, yes, fellas, you may end up with a woman with money who's willing to take care of everything, but there's still no such thing as being in a soft guy era. That's not, you're not going to be respected not doing anything. But I want to get to a position where I comfortably can take care of everything. Not saying that my woman don't have to work. I'm not one of those people. If she wants to work, perfectly fine with me. But I want to be in a position where if she say, "Babe, I just, you know what I'm saying, I just want to be home. I want to, take care of the house." Okay, don't worry about it. I got it. As long as you're doing what needs to be done at the house, at home, as long as you keeping home happy, I got it. I have to choose to go make that happen. If I had came to my baby mama with what she said to me, how do you think that would have went? If during that time period I had been like, I'm out of it mentally, I need a break, I don't want to work, I want to quit, can you handle it? Imagine that. Asking the woman that you're living with to take care of all the bills because you can't handle it as a man. That don't even sit right with me. I would never. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna find a way to be okay financially. Even at my worst, I didn't lose it all. So I know I can I know I won't lose it all. And when I'm at my best, everybody around me gonna prosper. Because I chose to not give up. I chose to take back my manhood. I chose to keep going. And I believe I'm gonna get to that place in my life at a certain point. I don't know how long it's gonna be, but I know I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna be the man that can handle all the bills. I'm gonna be the man that can take care of my woman, my kids, to where they don't have to worry about nothing because I got it. But I can only do that if I choose to be a man every day. I want to be the provider that I've always dreamed of being. I don't want my woman to worry about nothing. I don't want my kids to worry about nothing. I don't want them to stress over finance. I want that. I want that challenge. I want that pressure. I want that stress. Because what satisfies me, what will satisfy me is satisfying them. What will make me happy is knowing that my family's happy. That's being a man. Taking care of yourself and taking care of the ones around you. You have to choose that. Being respectful to the ones that are around you. You have to choose that. Being respectful to your baby mama, your baby daddy, but being respectful to the person you had a kid with, even if you're not with them. Respect for each other, respect for the child. You have to choose that. You have to choose to be a man. Some men just want to be selfish. Some men just want to think about themselves, their own happiness. And you should think about your own happiness. But that shouldn't turn you into a butthole. That shouldn't turn you into somebody that becomes a monster to the people that you're supposed to take care of. Real men are not being men anymore. Men have developed a level of femininity to the point where it's hard for a real man to get the respect he deserves because you're setting a bad precedent. You're putting a visual in women's head that there are no real men out here because of how you act, when that's not the case. Be a man. Things get tough. Things get hard. Things get rough. People move on. People have better, nicer things than you. You want something? Be a man and go get it. You don't get to put your head down forever. You got to pick it back up and then go make things happen. A lot of men today are looking for their woman to bail them out too much. It's okay to turn to your partner. Be like, I need some help. Cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you're dependent upon it for a long period of time, now you're just draining them. And you shouldn't. It's not a responsibility of somebody to take care of you. It's your job as a man to take care of them. Choose to be a man every day. It's not easy. By no stretch of the imagination is that easy. And women and ladies, I want you to understand it is hard being a man, especially today. It's very hard being a man. There's a very short leash for us. There's very little sympathy for us. There's very little compassion for us. It's hard. Some days you want to wake up and be like, not today. Not today. But you can't really do that. Nobody respects a man that doesn't work hard. Nobody respects a man that has nothing to offer. A man can take a woman with nothing and give her everything, but not too many women are going to take a man with nothing and give him everything. So he has to already have it. And if he don't have it, he better go get it. And that's just the reality of being a man. There's no soft guy era. There's soft men, but there's no soft guy era. Fellas, if you take anything away from what I've said, it's whether people are looking or not, you need to do what you're supposed to do. You need to play your part. You need to play your role. You need to be an example, especially to the younger generation of men coming up, of what a man is supposed to do and was supposed to look like. Because this is a copycat world. What you do is what they see, and what they see is what they emulate. Men create the next generation of men. Women give birth to them. Men raise them. And however you raise them, whatever they see, is the man that they become. Keep that in mind. That's why you need to choose to be a man every single day. Because when nobody's watching, you're watching yourself. And what you think of yourself shows what kind of man you are. And when somebody's watching, they need to be able to see that you know what to do. And even if you don't know what to do, you're willing to learn how to do it. Because that's what men do. What you don't know, you learn. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to seek advice. We want more real men dispersing into this world. Because what I see out here, it's a dying breed of men out there. The game has changed. The world has changed. And women are becoming less patient and tolerable to the ones who deserve patience and tolerance. Because not enough men are waking up and choosing to be men. And that's as real as it gets. Like I said, I'm very tired. Um, I didn't have the energy to be animated. I apologize. Like I said, I apologize for missing last week, going through some things. But once again, this is a part of being a man. I'm a content creator. I have to create content. Whether I'm tired, depressed, sad, happy, it doesn't matter. I have a job to do. I have a goal. I have milestones I need to reach. And as a man, I plan on reaching them because I choose to get up in very comfortable clothing because it's nighttime to give you guys content because I have to keep going. I have to choose this. If I'm going to hit my milestones, if I'm going to hit my goals, if I'm going to become something within this space, I got to choose to do it. It's not just going to be handed to me. It's not. So that's why I wanted to come back for episode 23 after missing a week to give you guys some content. And I hope that you take away the message that I'm trying to relay. And I hope y'all really ponder and think about what I said. Now, I could have dived deeper into it, but it's no need. Y'all get the gist. And if I need to dive deeper into it later on, I will. But for right now, this is what I got for you. So, no, there is no start your shit segment this time. I will have one for you next time. I'll probably pull questions from my Twitter, aka X. But thank you guys for you tuning in. Thank you guys for continuing to support me. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, please leave your comments. Please like the video. Please continue to push me into the algorithm. I still have a 100% like rate on all my videos, so please, thank you for that. I can't thank you enough for the support that I've gotten so far. And I'm going to continue to get up every day, be a man, bring you content when I bring it to you, and hope you guys enjoy what I do. So stay tuned for episode 24. Who knows what it's going to be about? Who knows going to be on it? Whatever the case may be. That's why you subscribe and tune in, right? This is me signing off. The king of the HIM. Don't start your ship. Won't be no ship. I'm out.